Hello, thank you for coming back to my kitchen. You are very, very welcome as always, and welcome to this freezing cold January evening. So this evening I've decided to make a nice warm curry, so I thought I would film it for you all. Now I've had this recipe, I was given this recipe by somebody at work. I was talking about roasted cauliflower. I've never had roasted cauliflower before and it seemed to be all over the internet. Wow, it's a game changer. If you've never had roasted cauliflower, try it. I'm going to roast this cauliflower before putting it in the curry. But if you haven't had it before, when it comes out the oven roasted, we cook it, we roast it before it goes in the curry. We make the sauce, and when it comes out the oven, do try it before it goes in the curry, because I don't know what happens to it. There must be something scientific that happens to it, but it tastes so different. It is wonderful roasted cauliflower. So yeah, it really is a game changer. Who'd have thought? So the first thing we need to do is put our oven on, and that's 350 Fahrenheit, 180 centigrade or gas mark 4. Then we need a big baking tray. This is what we're going to roast, a nice thick baking tray so it can roast in the oven. And we're going to cover it in greaseproof paper or parchment paper. And it's a good idea, I don't know, can you see from there? You can, that it goes up the side a bit, so that will catch all the oil that's we're gonna put on it. Because we're just going to tip all this, I'll stop cutting so you can hear me. We're going to tip all the cauliflower from here with the oil and the lemon juice all into the curry. So it all needs to collect. I'm just folding it in a little bit, that will be fine. That will stay there when the cauliflower's on there, so we'll put that aside for now. And for this recipe you need a medium cauliflower. So I'm sure you all know how to cut a cauliflower up, but I do these recipes for all age groups. And I like to think the reason why I explain things very well is I like to think some young people that perhaps haven't even cut a cauliflower up before are watching, so they learn how to do it. So I've cut all the leaves off, and if you just go in and cut the florets out, very simple. We do need these florets into small pieces, so this big piece I'm going to quarter. And I'm just going to put it in salted water to wash. And so we carry on. That's a leaf. I don't know anything that you can use the leaves for. I would like to, if anyone's got any suggestions out there, because this is such a lot to throw away. It'd be nice to be able to use it for something. I remember when I found that, I don't know if you've seen my, so this one is going to be in 3 pieces. We just need them in big bite-sized pieces, really, not too big, but yeah, I'm going to cut this little piece in half. What was I saying? Oh yes, my broccoli recipe, my Stilton broccoli soup recipe. I was so happy to find that, because for years and years and years I threw away the stalk of a broccoli, and I used to think, what a waste, all that stalk. And the broccoli soup does use the stalk and the floret, so that's a great recipe. Yes, I was very happy about that. You just keep going round. These little bits don't need cutting in half. This one will do. I do have a lot of older viewers too, and some of you have probably cut up cauliflower a million times, so just skip ahead to the next bit. I really don't mind. I don't want you sitting there bored because I'm chopping a cauliflower. There, that's what you're left with in the middle. Shame you can't use this. I wonder what it'd be like if I just cut it up and put it in there anyway. I don't know. There, it's all clean and in the water. Now it's all washed, I'm just going to put it on a little piece of kitchen roll to take out the worst of the water before we put it on the baking tray. We don't want all that water going onto the baking tray, really. There, that would drain off. So once it's all drained, just put it out. We're going to put in about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, just to drizzle. Some salt and pepper. And half a lemon. Now I'm going to juice my lemon because I haven't got the strength in my hand to squeeze it. But if you have just half the lemon, put your fingers out and squeeze it through your fingers and you'll catch the pips. It's far easier than doing it this way. But unfortunately, if I do that, well, I won't be able to squeeze much juice out. So I am juicing my lemon. You might get more out this way too, and it makes a difference. Oh, it adds such a lovely flavour to it. It really is a lovely recipe. There, that's that done. See, I've even got a pip in there. We'll try not to get that in. And I'm going to save the other half of the lemon for later. So we're just going to pour this on. We'll give it a mix up. And give it a mix. Just coating everything with the oil, the lemon juice, the salt and the pepper. And just spread it all out a little bit. So this will go into the oven for 25 minutes, but after about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll get it out and stir it all around and put it back in. So while that is cooking, before we start the sauce for the curry, I'm going to measure out my rice and my water, so that's all ready. So once we're in the sauce part, we don't have to worry about it. We just have to turn it on to cook. So, great way of doing this, and I've got it separate ways because I need to wash this rice yet. I've invested in cups, American cup sizes. I have done the conversion, don't worry, I'll read those off for my English viewers. So it's 1 cup of water that goes in for the rice, and 1 cup of water is 200 millilitres of water, and half a cup of rice. I'm putting this in here to wash. That is half a cup of rice is 3 ounces or 88 grams. It's just so much easier to do it that way. And that all goes in the water. We just put the lid on, and I'm going to put it at the back of the cooker and we'll turn it on nearer the end of the cooking for the sauce. So for the sauce, we need 1 onion, some garlic, ginger, the tomatoes and some spices. I'll go through these when we get there. So we're going to put about 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan and chop up our onion, just 1 red onion. And it needs to be chopped quite finely. Just put that in the pan. that's 1 onion in the pan, and we need 2 garlic cloves. And I cut my garlic cloves the same as I cut my onions. Cut them across, cut them through, and just cut them as small as possible. We'll be going over them once the other one's cut. I can hear my onions sizzling lovely. Next we need to grate 1/2 inch of ginger. Little tip, cut off a little bit more than 1/2 inch because you're not going to be able to get it all through the grater. We don't want any grated fingers. The reason why I grate this and not cut it for this is because it's not going to be whizzed up like a soup. So grating it makes the bits thinner. So I just stopped grating my ginger because I've realised I haven't turned the cauliflower, so it hasn't got that long to go. So halfway, yours isn't going to look this done. It's looking lovely. So you need to take it out halfway through cooking and do this, and just mix it all up in the oils and the lemon. Yours won't be looking as well done as this though. I've only got about 5 minutes to go. Doesn't matter, it'll be fine. While I'm here, I'm going to turn my onions down because they're nearly done. They only need to cook for about 3 or 4 minutes before we put the garlic in. You need the oil to be turned down for the garlic and the ginger. So I'm going to get back to grating my ginger. And that's my cauliflower done. So we'll get it out the oven. Oh, it's looking wonderful. And this is what the cauliflower looks like when it's done. And if you've never had roasted cauliflower, do have a little bite. Oh, you won't believe the roasting makes it taste totally different. It is just lovely, lovely. So now it's time to add to the pan the garlic and the ginger. And that is starting to smell wonderful. And it's just about to get a whole lot better. So here we have 1/2 teaspoon of each of the spices. So it's 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of chili flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, and 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder. That just gets all mixed up together, and that just needs warming. After that's all warmed through, we're just going to add a tin of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. And this is a 400 gram tin, 400 grams there. I'll just pop them straight in. We'll turn it up so it starts bubbling. Leave it for about 5 minutes before we put in the cauliflower. Now it's this stage that I turn the heat on underneath the rice that we put in the pan earlier, and that will boil. My rice cooks for 10 to 12 minutes, but you look on the back of your rice to see how long that needs. Once that starts boiling, we're going to put the cauliflower in there and we're going to boil it for 10 minutes. So that should be up to boil by that time, and it'll all be ready at the same time, hopefully. If it's not, it's no biggie. So now my rice is boiling, and that takes 10 minutes. or 10 to 12. So I need to put the cauliflower in here because this needs to be in the sauce for 10 minutes. And any oil or lemon juice, the mixture that's left in the pan, can just run off into the sauce. It'll only add flavour, it'll be wonderful. There. And just give it a mix up. And at this stage, we just want a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's still got 7 minutes of cooking time left. And we like our curry with naan bread, so I'm going to put some in the oven to warm. And also I'm going to wash some parsley. Pop some parsley, I can just pull it. Pop some parsley in just before the end of cooking. I like to take the parsley from all over the plant and it grows back a little. There. I'm just going to get my chopping board back because I do like to chop it up slightly. Obviously you can use the chopping board that you used before, it's all going in the same dish. Don't make extra washing up. No, not too finely, I still want leaves, but I don't want them in sprigs. And that all goes in. Beautiful. Just mix that in until it's warmed. And if we look over here, I'll move you up slightly. You can see the rice is all lovely. It's all done, ready to serve. So it's nearly all ready to serve up, and I've just got some natural yoghurt out of the fridge. I just like to put it on the top. That's another thing I need, the lemon. So the other half of the lemon, we'll just quarter, and I'll put 2 bits on, just on the side of each plate. It's nice to have a squeeze of lemon over the top. So there's the curry. Of bits of lemon and a couple of dollops of yogurt to make it creamier. This is vegan if you don't put the yogurt on, so that's entirely your choice. So there you have it, roasted cauliflower curry. We're just going to go off and eat this before it gets too cold. Thank you so much for coming back to my kitchen. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, and I hope to see you again next time.